Every element in Honkai Star Rail has a purpose, and it's not just for the paths and everything else. I'm talking about in elements such as fire, ice, and even physical. Now, for those of you who play Genshin Impact, physical damage isn't normally used except for maybe for Eula and maybe some other characters such as maybe Chongyun. But here in Honkai Star Rail, physical is actually a pretty dang good element, and we're going to be talking about a 4-star unit that actually might be one of the best physical damage dealers that you could get in Honkai Star Rail, and that is going to be Sushang. But before we get into that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out, and of course leave a comment. Would love to hear you guys' opinions. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, as we just talked about, Sushang is a 4-star physical DPS under the Hunt path. The Hunt is characters of this path have extraordinary single target damage, which is critical in blitz battles. Now, why that's important is because she basically has built-in additionals in her kit. Now, let's go ahead and get into her first. First thing, Night Sword Art Stellar Halo deals physical damage equal to 50, 100, and 110%. That's pretty standard for every character. Night Sword Arc Mountainfall deals physical damage equal to 105, 210, and 231% of Sushang's attack to a single enemy. In addition, after the final hit, there is a 33% chance of triggering Sword Stance, dealing additional physical damage equal to 50, 100, and 110% of Sushang's attack to an enemy. If the enemy has a weakness break, Sword Stance is guaranteed to trigger. Now, Sword Stance, as you just saw, is extra damage, which is basically another additional attack. And it works out perfectly going into Shape of Taizu Dawn Herald. Her ultimate deals physical damage equal to 192, 320, or 345% of Sushang's attack to a single enemy and immediately advances forward her actions by 100%, which means that she gets to go again. In addition, Sushang's attack is increased by 18, 30, and 32% of using her skill has 2 additional chances to trigger Sword Stance for 2 turns, which means that you're hitting Sword Stance not once, but possibly 3 times for 2 turns. Sword Stance triggers from the additional chances deals 50% of the original damage. So you won't be doing the 100 or 110, but you'll still get the 50% triggering 3 times, which is just... I can't even describe it. I think that's honestly one of the coolest things. It's just going to be like, tap, I get to go again. Tap, 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 tap. You know, that type of stuff. It's like, Jesus, man. The amount of damage that Sushang could possibly deal in a single turn is absurd. Now, talent, Flowing Blade. When there is an enemy with weakness break on the field, Sushang's speed increases by 15, 20, 21% for 2 turns, which means that she's gonna go faster as the battle goes on and you break those weaknesses. So like literally the more that you're hitting your enemy and breaking those shields, the faster she's gonna go, the harder she's going to hit. It's absurd. Night Sword Art Rush, her technique, immediately attacks the enemy after entering battle, deals 50% of Sushang's attack as physical damage to all enemies. So she does AoE as well, just on entering the battle. To me, that's ridiculous. Traces. On A2, we get Springborn. When her HP is at 50% of max HP or lower, reduces the chance of Sushang being attacked by enemies. So basically, she takes aggro off of herself. She's like, nope, pass it on to somebody else, which is crucial. Her A4, Repel the enemy. For every Sword Stance triggered, the damage dealt by Sword Stance increases by 3%, stacks up to 10 times in the battle. That's an extra 30%. That is an extra 30% Sword Stance damage. Oh my god. Okay. Vanquisher, A6. After using a basic attacker skill, if there are enemies on the field with weakness break, Sushang's action is advanced forward by 15%. Basically, she's just gonna keep going. She's gonna go, or I think it's a he actually. He's gonna get faster, stronger, just gonna keep hitting people. It's absurd. I can't remember if it's a he or she. I feel bad, but anyways, Eidolons. Again, Eidolon 3, Eidolon 5, just talent progressions. Eidolon 1. If the target of Sushang's skill has weakness break, recover 1 skill point after using a skill. Pretty decent, pretty standard. Or not standard, but pretty decent, pretty okay. That's the best I can do. That's cutting with ease. Refined Body, Eidolon level 2. After triggering Sword Stance, Sushang receives 20% reduced damage for 1 turn. So, built-in damage reduction on C2. What? Eidolon level 4, Sharp Mind. Sushang's break effect increases by 50%. Oh my god. Sushang is just going to demolish enemies with a physical weakness. And then, of course, Eidolon 6, Adapt Like Water. Sushang's talent speed boost can stack up to 2 times. Additionally, after entering battle, Sushang immediately gains 1 stack of speed boost. Sorry, very tired. I've been, not resting as well. But this is absurd. Like I said, Sushang is getting faster, stronger. I think it is a girl. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Is it a girl? I can't tell. But anyways, but yeah. Sushang is getting ridiculously powerful as time goes on, and that's just absurd. Now let's go ahead and talk about what set we would use on her. Now, I obviously would use Champions of Streetwise Boxing, because again, you're getting that physical DPS up, and attack is increased by 7% after the wearer performs or receives an attack. This effect can stack up to 6 times. This is crucial, because again, you want to get that attack bonus up as much as humanly possible. So, honestly, Champion of Streetwise Boxing is the best bet when it comes to relics. Relics. Now let's get into light cones here. Light cones, pretty standard in my personal opinion. I think Swordplay might be the best one because I think that's built for Sushang. Sushang, for each time the wearer hits the same target, damage dealt increases by 8, 10, 12, 14, 16%, stacking up to 5 times. The stack effect will be reset when the wearer changes targets. Now, that it's crucial because you have to be very careful with that. Now, I think that because of that, if you defeat the enemy, you're stuck changing targets, so you kind of get screwed out of that. You could use any of the other two. Only Silence Remains decreases attack of its wearer by 16, 20, 24, 28, and 32%. If there are 2 or fewer enemies on the field, increases wearer's crit rate by 12, 15, 18, 21, 24%. Return to Darkness as well increases all wearers crit rate by 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. After a crit hit, there's a 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24% fixed chance to dispel 1 buff of the target enemy. So there's plenty of options. There's only there's not only one 5-star, but I think it's tough because the 5 stars all pretty much work out. Crushing of Stellar Sea increases the wearer's crit rate by 8, 10, 12, 14, 60%, and increases their crit rate against enemies with HP less than equal to 50% by an additional 8, 10, 12, 14, 60%. When the wearer defeats an enemy, increase their attack by 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40% for 3 turns. This works out really, really well. In the night, increases the wearer's crit rate by 12, 15, 18, 21, 24%. While the wearer is in the battle, for every 10 speed that exceeds 100, increase the wearer's basic attack and skill damage by 6, 7.5, 9, 10.5, and 10%, and increases the crit damage of their ultimate by 8, 10, 12, 14, 16%, and this could stack up to 8 times. And then Sleep Like the Dead increases the wearer's crit damage by 32, 40, 48, 56, and 64%. When the wearer's basic attack or skill does not result in a crit hit, increases the crit rate by 40, 50, 50, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60% for 1 turn. This effect can be triggered 1 time every 3 turns. This could actually work pretty well as well. But yeah, it's all dependent on if you summon for the light cones. Sushang is ridiculous as a physical DPS. I think that a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with Sushang. I think that Sushang might get slept on a little bit, but I'm going to tell people right now, don't sleep on Sushang. The amount of sword stance damage that she's going to be able to do within her skill and her ultimate is completely busted, and I can't wait to try her out myself. Now guys, if you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out. Guys, I am so excited for this video. I know that this week is going to be mainly Honkai Star Rail videos because we are so close. But yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait, and I hope you guys can't either. Love you all to death, and as always, we will catch you guys in the next video. Please take care and be safe, y'all.